to go.
Yep.
Sweet. All right. How's it going?
Yeah, hi. All good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm excited. This stream we were talking about what is UniFi. Um,
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about that and kind of get this going. I
So
think
yeah, you can check my t-shirts. I wore the Ubiquity one.
nice. Yep. I don't have any of those yet, but eventually I'll get some. They look really
Yeah,
nice.
you can get easily from the US stores because for us it's like a hell to get from the US stores.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we can't get it easily. You have to buy it from the other third-party websites and get it,
Mhm.
like drop shipping, like you have to ship it somewhere else, and from there you have to ship to India.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's not available yet in India store. So yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, so we can talk about the in this live stream what is UniFi.
Yeah.
So you can tell me exactly when did you started with the UniFi and Ubiquity stuffs? How did you know about them?
Yeah, I heard originally I heard from a friend. I was doing a project at like a company and their network was kind of a mess. They had a bunch of different vendors of switches and all that stuff. And
Hmm.
then I was talking to a friend and he's like, "Have you ever heard of Ubiquity?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." So I looked into it and the prices were pretty cheap for what you're getting. It looked like a really good deal and it looked like just quality networking products. Um,
Hmm.
and I tried a couple switches out, bought them, and they were like rock solid. And then ever since then, that was probably 3 or 4 years ago. Ever since then, Ubiquity's just gotten better and better. And it's easier
Yeah,
to recommend to people, and
yeah,
it's really
exactly.
solid.
So yeah, the kind of story I've heard, everyone who started with Ubiquity, first they have looked their access point and they look into the switches. So these two devices, like if you say the switches as well as the access point, they are rock solid.
Hmm.
And in compared to the gateways, they have kind of someone like it and someone doesn't because the half-baked features as compared to the current existing firewalls and gateways existing in the market. So, as you know about me also, when I started, I have completed my bachelor degree, and then after that, I was doing some other jobs in different departments like RFID based, GPS based networks. So after that, I heard about the Ubiquity. Like I was searching, scrolling the internet like YouTube. I saw the Ubiquity networks. They provide all kind of stuff like the access point switches. It was very new for me. From the engineering background, we have heard about the OSI layer or the networking switches and everything. But that was the first time I have seen the Ubiquity devices. Previously, I've heard the Cisco and everything, but never heard about the Ubiquity. Then from that time, within that month, I got an job requirement on the Ubiquity, like as a support engineer. So it was near to my place. So it was a good opportunity for me. So I have joined their support team and I have worked around like 1.5 year there. And after that, I joined to Hostify. And now I've been it's been 5.5 more than 5 years. I'm still with the Hostify. So that's what my journey with the Ubiquity. In that journey, I've learned lots about their products, different kinds of products. There are lots of products which are EOL, end of life. I've seen those products also. The NVR, they have a video recorder like NVR, which is EOL right now because now they have the separate UniFi product line. So previously, I have seen that NVR and their Air Max devices, their access point, like the you have heard of AP EDU, like the which have a speakers on it. They still use it somewhere. So that's what my journey of Ubiquity, and still I'm using, and it has improved lot from that day
Yeah.
because you have seen that in the community. everyone was very harsh when they stopped anything providing anything, and then they bought new features. It was half baked, but right now everything is running smooth. And within the 2025, it's just started, and you have seen they have announced lots of new things, like for the VoIP, the unified talk. They have now supported third-party devices like 3 PBX, like 3CX,
Yep.
and all other vendors they supported. So yeah, it's what is a great journey, and that was my part of the ubiquity.
Yeah, I
So
think recently too, like with the new products they've been releasing, the new product lines, especially like UniFi Connect has been really nice. I've tried that. UniFi Talk, I'm actually about to do an install, I think in March, for a company that wants that, and that will be pretty fun. I'm excited for that.
yeah, you will
So
love it.
yeah, and then even like their like wireless Air Max stuff has been really fun to play around with too, and I really enjoyed all the products that they keep coming out with. I'd want to try the UNAS Pro eventually, but I got to save up a little bit for that one first.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to show up. Uh like I think it will be like 1 month. I have to wait for it, then I can get it for the UNAS Pro. I was thinking they should bring like the UNVR version, like the which has a 4 drive base.
Hmm.
Like they have a UNVR Pro as well as the UNVR. So I was kind of thinking one U form factor of the
That would be
UNAS.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
I
for
was
smaller
kind of
setups.
yeah, smaller setups. And because as you know the 2U NAS Pro like it's very heavy,
Hmm.
uh, and to carry and to mount it on a rack, it's quite like very heavy. So
Hmm.
I'm waiting for it, and once I buy it I will put it down on my channel, and yeah, and I will overview and give the review of it.
Yeah, I'm excited
So
to see what
yeah,
happens with that product line too, because I think there's a lot of room for them to grow, especially with all the features they could add to the
yeah,
UniFi software for that.
yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, everyone has an eye of it. What like in the future, where this product goes, like they have a separate line, like the unified drive.
Mhm.
So everyone expecting to broad features like with the market, like if you consider the comparison of the Synology QNAP, they are leading the market in this NAS. So Ubiquiti will have to take a look into that, like
Hmm.
what they will provide as competition with the other NAS providers.
Yeah, there's a lot of other providers too. Like I was looking on Amazon the other day. There's like Ugreen. There's all kinds of other NASs on there, like that I've
Yeah,
never heard
that
of. But
yeah. Even you have heard of the WD, they provide the hard drives like the SSD and hard drive. They also give the NAS. I think I've heard, like I've then checked their website. They provide a NAS storage with their company name WD.
interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard of it, but I'm sure.
So yeah, so like I think have you checked the new version like which have the release UniFi 9.0?
I briefly looked at it. I watched the video they released with all of the updates they shared, and it was pretty exciting stuff. So I've seen all of like the big things. I haven't seen like the small bug fixes and details and stuff yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if in the overview you will see that most of the new things like they have added like the zone-based firewall. They have upgraded the firewall rules, those stuffs, and they have brought like API integrations and all those things. Like easily you can create any API integrations, so you can get the stats of the clients, devices, and everything using that API integration within the unified networks.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's a pretty good features they have added. And have you checked out what the new AI port like which will provide AI support to the third party cameras or a unified cameras that does not support any AI features. So have you got that AI port from the unified product?
I've seen it. I have not tried it myself. It looks like a nice product though. It's a nice way for them to integrate the third-party cameras, and add them
Yeah,
into the
exactly.
ecosystem. So, I think it could be something that's useful for a lot of people that already have cameras from a third party vendor, maybe like expensive
Mhm.
cameras like that read license plates and stuff, like adding that capability with the AI port would be something that would be beneficial to a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I'm excited too because I think that's the start of like other products they could add to. Like they could have similar products that do similar things, maybe at a cheaper cost or something if they did like a one rack mount version that
That's
does like
correct.
four cameras at once.
Yeah, they have provided the rack mount accessories also, where you have put all the AI product into that one rack. And I think uh, like in coming weeks, not I'm not sure like by in this 2025 quarterly, they will provide the 1U or 2U rack mounted AI key. I mean, which which has the same features like the AI port, but the advanced version which support lots of cameras. So we have seen in the videos, uh, they will provide all of new AI features. Instead of purchasing a separate AI port, you can just get a single AI key.
Hmm. Yeah, they like to tease things in the videos a lot. I've noticed that. There's like unreleased
Yeah, I
products in
mean,
them.
if you check the videos, like the skits where which played by some actors,
Mhm.
so in that rack you will identify they just show up the unreleased product also. Like if you check the Reddit community, everyone is talking about some of the products and everything.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of a
Yeah,
fun way to do it because it builds the hype for the products and it like makes people wonder like what they're
exactly.
gonna be. So,
I mean, yeah, recently they have released switches like have you like the 8 gig, I mean, sorry, 8 port 2.5 gig switch,
yes, I've
like
seen that.
8 port light 8 PoE switch, and it's kind of same form factor, but it's a little bit larger than the similar 8 port light PoE. And it got a combo of SFP plus as well as the RJ45 10 GB ports.
So is that
And
does that you can't use both at once, right? You have to choose one or the other for the
yeah, you have
uplink.
to choose one of but I have heard you can use both things, one as an active for the PoE
Hmm.
and plus and one as a data. So
Okay.
you can there's a combo thing, like you can combine it. One you can use as a PoE plus to power, and one you can use just to give the data. So
Okay.
it's still, I mean, it's available. Like they have checked. I mean, they have told Ubiquiti they will release on the Jan 16. I think it's available right on the market, and they have released the Pro HD switches. Like they
Yes,
have
I've
released
seen
a new
those.
terms called PoE plus plus plus. I'm not sure why they are saying PoE plus plus plus. It's kind of something like PoE plus plus, which is 802 dot 3 BT.
Hmm.
There is a type for that, type 3 and type 4. So I think PoE plus plus plus, it's 802.3 BT type 4, which Ubiquiti is giving the name like the standard as a PoE plus. Not sure about that. What is PoE plus plus plus? So you have seen that the new switches, I mean the new access point, the enterprise campus access point, all those switches require PoE plus plus plus. So you can power it with that.
Gotcha. Yeah. I do those new switches do look really nice. I can see myself getting one for a client here in the next couple months probably. The two and a
Uh,
half gig on all the ports is really sweet. That you
yeah.
get on that Pro HD switch.
I mean, I would say if you are getting that switch, try to get separate AC adapter, which gets on like you will get up to 196 watt of total power, because that AC adapter provides 210 watt. So out of that, you will get 196 watt when you use the separate AC adapter to power that uh, 8 port 2.5 gig PoE switch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that's sold separately. Just like $79 you have to purchase it separately, but you will get enough power wattage. Like you want to power PoE cameras as well as new PoE plus plus APs, and so you will not get less power on it. Like so that
Yeah, that's good to know. I did not see that. But yeah, there is a 210 watt power supply for $79 that you can buy
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Hmm. That is cool. I like how they started putting all of the thing like all the ports on the front of the switches now instead of like having like the power adapter on the back because I feel like a lot of times you have to like mess with it you gotta go around the back of your rack and stuff to work on it.
Yeah, exactly. So they have, I mean, right now, when they release their, I mean, videos, like they have a like a trademark, like the say rethinking IT. So I think they are rethinking all those stuffs. Why we're putting behind, we have to put it like so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I'm waiting for the new products to get launched in India also because if you check the India store, there are no, I mean, there is no such new products availability. You get from the distributor and resellers also, and they don't have any deadline when the new products will release in India also.
Oh, I
So I'm
see.
waiting.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you will see lots of old stuff which
they have
has
lots
been
of old stuff.
stopped from the Ubiquiti US stores, like the base UDM and all those has been removed from the US stores, but it still shows in the Ubiquiti India stores.
I see
The
nothing that
base
has a
UDM.
2.5 gig Ethernet port. Oh, actually, I see an Enterprise 8 PoE. That's the
Yeah,
only thing with 2.5 gig Ethernet on it in the entire store.
yeah, yep. They have released a non-PoE as well as a PoE switch for that 8 port.
Oh, yep,
And they have released the name as a flex on that. So I'm not sure is there any difference from the previous switch? They like is it provide all layer 2 features or not? Because in the flex switches it does not support all layer 2 features like
right,
you cannot set custom port profiles on that and
yep.
all those.
And you
So
can't do
yeah.
spanning tree or anything on that, I don't think either. It's
Yes,
just, yeah,
exactly.
that is interesting though that they use that name, especially for a device with 10 gig on it. I would think that you'd want probably
I
spanning tree. I don't know.
think, yeah, I think at least they should provide the spanning tree and all those loop protection.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
really,
basically, yeah, tell me.
I really want to try the enterprise campus aggregation. I don't have a use for it, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to stack those, have two switches, but I don't have a use
Mm.
for that yet.
You have in your rack right now?
Right now I have a aggregation switch, just like the normal 8 port
Yeah,
aggregation switch.
yeah, the layer 2 8 port
Yes,
aggregation.
yes,
Yeah, recently I have also bought like it's been one more than 1 month I've been using that. So it's a very great switch, I think.
I,
I'm
I really like
utilizing
it.
yeah, I'm liking it because I'm utilizing the 10 gig port on that with the UNVR as well as the UXG Pro. I'm utilizing the SFP plus port using the DAC cable.
Yep,
So it's running fine. I mean, all the it's my core switch right now on the network.
gotcha. Yeah, that's what mine is too. I really wish it had layer three. I'd like to see them come out with like a layer three variant of that because I feel like the
I
like
mean, if you check, they have layer 3. If you look for the aggregation pro, that
that's
is a
true.
layer 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it does have 25 gig on the aggregation pro, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that switch get hot quite. I mean, if you use the modules, RJ45 modules,
yep.
even in the aggregation normal without pro,
Hmm.
which is the 8 port as well as the aggregation pro, if you use lots of RJ45 modules, it get lots hot,
It
and if you
does.
check the port and it affect the performance of the switches also, like the switch might get reboot randomly,
Yep,
so you kind of avoid using that RJ45 module. Yeah, stick to the DAC cable. I think that's very cheaper
yep.
DAC cable.
Yeah, they are very cheap. I'm really surprised though that on the aggregation switch and I guess the pro switch too, you can't do anything outside of 1 and 10 gig for the link speed. Like I
Yeah,
have
there
like a
is
two and a
no.
half gig adapter and you can't use the 2.5 gig on there because it's not supported.
Yeah, both the and TX and RX should support on the same. Like either you go with the 1 gig or 10 gig. It there is no negotiation for the 2.5 gig.
Hmm.
I'm not sure because I have to try the other modules, like RJ45 modules from the other third party, like the QFSP Tech, like Kyrotech, those company
Hmm.
give the RJ45 modules compatibility with the Ubiquiti switches. So I have to try if they negotiate to 2.5 gig or not. But as far as I know, I think it just negotiate to either 1 gig or the 10 gig.
That's what, yeah, I
There is
think,
no
yeah.
yeah.
Have you tried any of the new U7 enterprise devices, the access points?
No, I think that's a very beefy access point.
Um,
I check lots of forums and the community forums like the Facebook posts. Lots of guys have used in their apartment and everything. It's very, I mean, the range as well as the performance of that access point is like like they have announced uh, they are paying the price for that like 499 bucks for that.
hmm.
So you get the performance according to that.
Yep.
So yeah,
It is.
I can yeah tell
I
me.
do have a U7 Pro access point. I do like that.
Yeah, only thing I don't like about the U7 Pro access point that both the band has 2 into 2 MIMO. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think they should provide 3 into 3 as well as 4 into 4 like the U6 Pro with the 5 gigahertz they have 4 into 4 MIMO. So that improve the client connecting performance like when you have lots of dense network
Hmm.
it won't create a load on that AP. It can handle that much load.
Interesting. I
So
haven't thought about
I
that.
it is missing in the U7 Pro. Right now it is up in the ceiling. I have mounted the U7 Pro.
Hmm. Yeah, mine's just sitting on my desk. I was too lazy to mount it. But what about the E7 access points? Have you tried the enterprise ones yet?
No,
No.
I think it's not available. I have to
Oh,
purchase it like from the other website, which I mean, which purchase it from the US stores and they drop ship to my address. So
gotcha.
it might take 15 days to come. If I purchase right now, it will take around 10 to 15 days to get those devices at my place.
Wow.
So I think that's a no.
Too long.
Yeah, yeah. But at some point I will try those access point because I like the design of it. Because if you see, they have the LED on the edges of that access point.
Yeah.
Right now it is on the middle. They have changed the design of it.
And they finally brought back the color switching on the LED, so you can change the color again, I
Yeah,
think.
the RGB.
Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking that when I purchased the U6 Pro, I was looking for it like I can change the color of it
Yep.
like RGB, but they have stopped providing that in the supply chain. They have stopped doing that on the U6 Pro. Even I have heard on the U6 LR it does not change the
It does
color,
not. No,
correct?
I have one. Yep.
Because when it was released for the very first time and during the first phase they brought all RGB on the U6 LR, U6 mesh, all those access point, but they have stopped after some times because
Yeah.
it was getting some of issues on the when on the clients like it stopped locating and all those things. So
Interesting.
they kind of removed those things, I think.
Have you seen the new G3 phones?
Yeah, I've just, they have released like 2 to 3 days back. I've
Yep.
checked that they finally provide the cordless phone on that G3.
Yep.
It's the wireless one. You have to charge it. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, that is very nice. I don't. So with that wireless one, do you have to have a still? You have to have the wall or the actual phone still, right?
Yeah,
You can't just use
you
that
have to
standalone.
have that phone. You have because when I check that video, in that video, it says that you have to use that phone itself because it is connected via Bluetooth and the wirelessly on that deck,
Gotcha.
like that phone, the G3 phone new, which has LCD screen on that. So I think
On the phone itself, you're saying?
yeah, on the phone itself, it has a LCD screen, so you can
Oh,
use
yep.
all. Yeah, let me check that.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little update to the phone because there hasn't been an update on the phones for a couple years, I think, if I remember correctly. Um, just bringing a nice little refresh in the 3.0 firmware for the phone system as well. It's nice to see. the upgrades they have there
Yeah,
with
it's
UniFi
a.
Talk.
I mean, right now, which one you are trying to get, like the G3 Touch Pro or the G3 Touch Enterprise or the Touch Wall?
It'll
Because
probably
it
be the Touch Pro and then maybe one Touch Enterprise. Like a couple Touch Pros, maybe like 5 or 6 Touch Pros, and then one Enterprise.
because yeah, exactly. It's a $199 on the Touch Pro, and you can even get the optional G3 wireless handset also for that if you don't want to use the wired one hand on that, because it clearly says that you can either use the uh, if you check the store.ui.com, it says that you can buy optional G3 wireless handset also separately
Hmm.
for the Touch Pro, G3 Touch Pro, as well as the Touch Enterprise.
Is that just
As well,
for? Oh, no, I see. Yeah, it's for the Touch Enterprise too. Okay.
yeah, it is for the Touch Enterprise also. You can use that. So that's a kind of flexibility you get, because I think that Touch Enterprise looks very nice because the screen is big on that.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like a lot of people that I talk to, like people that use the phones, they like the physical buttons, but once they try the like phone with just a screen on it, they're like, it's okay. Like it's not that big a deal.
Hmm.
Especially with the UniFi access integration, where it will like I think it pops up on the screen like when someone's at the door. Um,
Yeah,
that's
and
really
you
cool.
can provide an access to the door. You can
Hmm.
just simply touch on that screen and it will open the door. So
Yeah, that's really cool.
it's like an ecosystem. They're building an ecosystem.
Yeah. Have you
Pretty
tried it
good.
before? The like where it pops on the screen?
No, I didn't try it.
Yeah, I
I
haven't either.
just checked
I
the
was curious.
videos.
It
Because
looks really cool.
yeah. Also, if you check the intercom system, also it based on that. Also, it connect with the UniFi Connect displays, the intercoms and everything. So it's kind with the UniFi identity, you can manage everything like the one-click VPN, one-click Wi-Fi, door access, and all those things. So I think it integrates with the UniFi identity.
Okay. Have you, okay, so question actually, this is interesting about
Yeah.
Unified Identity. I have a site that has like the stacked NVRs and then there's stacked UDM pros. You can't
Hmm.
manage those all with Unified Identity at once, right? You have to use Identity Enterprise to manage those.
Basically, it gives you an options whether you want to choose the identity uh, and if you want to go with the identity enterprise. So enterprise comes with a lots of advanced features. It provide like the workspace. You can integrate your workspace, the Google workspace, Office 365 workspace on that edit, and it give you all those, but it's comes with a price. You have to pay for the subscription price for that. And if you don't want to go with the enterprise, you can stick to the normal unified identity, and it is very easy, like a single click. You have to just register from that link, and you have to open the unified identity on your phone, and you have to just click on that link, and you have to add those things.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I like that unified identity, and I have used the enterprise also. Both are same, but I use the free version, and
Hmm.
it got ended. Like, so have you tried the Cyber Secure by Proofpoint on the gateways?
I have not. I haven't had like I don't really need to. Like I'm not doing anything like super like secure necessarily that needs to be secure. It looks like an interesting idea though, with a threat signature to
Yeah,
automatically update. Have you tried it?
yeah. So it was kind of like a workaround for me. So if you go take a look into the Unify site manager, and it shows a like a shield screen on that within the
Hmm.
name. Let me show you my screen, so that will be better.
I think it's
That
$99 a year for the cyber secure option.
Yeah. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
So there's a workaround that I was saying, like if you check for the Dray Machine Pro, what does it says right now? It's only available in the US, Canada, EU, and the UK, and the support for the other regions is coming soon. So what I did on my this cloud key where I have the UXE Pro, I connected the site by the VPN, which is on the US New York site, and it gave the activate options.
Nice.
So I have activated for the $99 subscription, and it just give a more signature, the thread signatures. If you check the guides,
Now, does cybersecure work with Hostify? I haven't read about it yet.
yeah,
It does?
it
Okay.
works. Yeah, you have to be, I mean, uh, the remote access client, it should be by you only. You should not be invited to that uh, Hostify server. It should be basically you should be owner. What I'm trying to say.
Okay. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. So you see right now the UDM Pro Max, UDM SC, UDM Pro, Dreamwall, UXG
Yep.
Max, all those are supported same signatures like the 55,000 plus signatures in the categories you can see here. But there is a kind of one thing like there is a options called memory optimize mode on that. So it's kind of when you use these features, it will have limited resources. It will gateways have all those limited resources like the CPUs and memory. So these IPS and IDS use more memory. So if you use the full strain of memory optimized mode, it might strain your gateways, like the wired connected clients will get latency issues, connectivity issue. The VPN will also get. So when using the memory optimized mode, it just gave the 30,000 plus signatures.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so
Okay.
that kind of I mean with the EFG and the UXG, it's basically there is no such memory optimized because these are very beefy and they have enough CPU in the memory. You can see the 95,000 plus signatures they have. And this is a minimum version requirement. And you can use on the UniFi cloud gateways or as well as the independent gateways. So independent UniFi gateways, which means you can use your gateways on either cloud key or on the Hostify or
Hmm.
any hosting services or or your own cloud. So you can enable that. So for example, if you see, I right now I have a UXG light on the Hostify.
Hmm.
So UXG Lite and the UniFi Express does not support that because of the CPU and hardware because they don't have enough CPU and the hardware is not that much capable to handle all those signatures for the cybersecure proof point. So they have opted the UXG Lite as well as the UniFi Express from that cybersecure proof point. Other than that, all the gateways like the UDR, base UDM that are supported, but with the less signatures. So if I have my UXZ Pro on the Hostify and I am logging to the site manager with the remote access unify.ui.com, I will see that shield option so I can activate it. So like lots of our customer, they have used the cyber secure proof point. And there is also one condition, you need to be owner of these sites, then only you can activate those subscriptions.
Got it. And I was thinking, so kind of on this topic here, site magic, you also have to be an owner of the app or the console,
Yes,
right?
correct. And there's also one conditions you have to be that basically you have to be owner because the site managers whenever it says site manager you have to be owner of that, then only you can use those features like the site magic, cyber secure, those things because that should be handled by the owner itself.
Got
If
it.
you are just a super admin and those, you won't have access for that. So the site magic also required, you have to be owner and any of one sites should have a public IP so you can create the site magic VPN.
Got it.
But right now they have added two types of site magic VPN. One is a mesh which we are using currently, and they have added a new one, hub and spoke. So that kind of like for the enterprise network, which has a lots of gateways and everything. Right now, if you see in my SiteMagic SD-WAN, I'm using the mesh one, but there is also a one more options where I can create a new one. For example, if I click on this one, you will see this
Hmm.
option, hub and spoke and mesh. So it there is a limitation. It can connect up to 20 sites if you use a mesh right now, which we are using, and this one connect up to 1,000 sites. So hub and spoke. So it will connect multiple branch site to a centralized hub. So you
So
can see the diagram here.
that would be useful for a company that has like centralized servers that they want all of their
Yes,
other locations to access.
yes. So both have different caveats. So either you can use the mesh as well as. So you can create a hub topology VPN tunnel from here when you create, and this is the hub,
Hmm.
centralized hub. If which one you want to create as a centralized hub, they will talk to that hub, and from that hub they will create a tunnel on that. So in that way, this VPN works.
I think I've only ever used the mesh one so far, just doing just like a basic site-to-site VPN, just a couple subnets shared between the sites. But it's really
Yeah.
solid. It's really easy to set up. It works really well. And it's very reliable too. Like it doesn't really have any performance issues. It just kind of works. You just set it up and then just let it go and it just does its thing.
Basically, yes, I was like as a hostify, like our customers are always looking for that, asking for that. Does it support the site magic on the hostify? So like basically as of now, unfortunately, it does not support because that need to be on the unified cloud gateways or the cloud keys. Then only you can have the site magic VPN. Otherwise, you have to simply go with the manual site IPsec VPN, or you can use the WireGuard VPN on that.
Hmm.
But the site magic, it's very easy. You don't have to do all those configuration steps on that. Simply just click, give whatever the site you want to connect to that with the mesh, and it works.
Yep. It's so easy to use. And I think it makes it really easy for a lot of IT professionals too, like who don't want to take the time to set up like a site-to-site
Yeah,
VPN with like WireGuard or whatever.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah. Even you can just give a subnet, like whole subnet to that network access. So it's basically it does not uh, provide lots of config, just a one click and
Hmm.
boom, it's working.
Have you ever tried setting up firewall rules between the subnets? So like let's say you have a guest network on the other side, and you don't want that
Hmm.
guest network to access the servers. Could you theoretically block that with the firewall rules on the console?
Yes,
You can, so you can prevent
basically.
it from routing basically to the site tunnel. That way they can't access those
Yeah,
resources.
basically, right now with the because with the traditional firewall rules, there were kinds of things like you have to create a first profiles for that, like what networks you want to block from source to destination. For
Hmm.
example, like if you create a profiles, like for example, this certain IP on this guest network, you should not allowed on these networks, like the your main management networks.
Hmm.
So you have to create a profile for that, put those IP. That profile thing is very easy. You have to just select that profile. It will take in IP address subnet from that profile, and it will block. Like from source, I will put those IP address, and the destination which I have to block those network I put. But with the new zone-based firewall, everything got changed, and you have to create a zone policies on that. If you check here, right now under the firewall rules, right now these are my internal main network, which is your, and this is the WAN network, which is my primary and the secondary WAN, and this is the main LAN network, the camera, and this is the VPN hotspot DMZ test. So here now you can simply check if I'm checking the internal policies. So here it will give me allow all, what is allowing on my internal networks. So you can view the policy directly from here. what policies allowed all, and what policies is blocked. So simply, for example, if you want to check for the guest one, and let me show you for the test, and this is the block all traffic. If I check the policies which have block all traffic, it will show up here, like the allow written traffic, external, this all traffic is listed here. So, and that day I've created one policy like the zone, like the zone name as a test one, and I have used the network interface as a guest. as as soon as I use a guess, is just go into that policy of the guess which blocks all traffic unwanted. It does not allow uh, to, I mean, create a separate zone for that. So simply you can create a zone from here, and you can just give the zone name as IoT, for example. And here you can create the network for it. For example, uh, IoT is my zone name, and if I choose the network, like for example, main network, camera, and the guest, I choose a camera, I will click on save, and I will add an entry. It says move network to zone. Please proceed with the caution and view the policies applied to this zone and ensure traffic from the devices is not accidentally blocked. So as soon as you create this zone, you have to make sure this network zone, it is not blocking all those traffic from that. If you just click on proceed, it will create a zone and it will move the zone here from the camera.
Mm,
So
I
for
see.
example, right now this IoT block has been created, you can see here,
Yep.
and you can check the policies here from here. And so right now it says block all, so you can move this traffic, and even you can check all the policies from here, and you can reorder it also. For example, if you want to reorder this traffic, I mean, I'm not sure it will reorder or not, but
Those
I
look
have
like
seen that.
predefined rules. I don't
Yeah,
know if you can move those.
yeah, those are predefined rule,
Yeah.
and that will not. For example, I have to, no, it won't. I can just check the block rules from here directly.
Hmm.
This is the source zone internal, and what are the IP address subnet, and the destination zone is external. What are the actions? Action is set to block, and what are the IP address subnet on that zone. Even you can write a description also if you forget
That's nice.
something and you're going to check for that.
Yeah, I showed
I
somebody the new zone-based firewall manager, and they're like, "That's really easy to see everything on there." And like, you really can. Like, pretty much at a glance, you can see all the different firewall rules and how they're affecting the networks and stuff. It's very
Yeah,
easy to see how everything is
yeah.
blocked and allowed on there. And I think it's really nice too that they did the zones because a lot of people might have a bunch of networks or a bunch of VLANs that kind of do the same thing that they could always block. So if they have a group of IoT networks, they could essentially put those into one zone and then have that as the
Hmm.
IoT zone, make it really quick and easy to just do like mass firewall rules essentially for all the different networks all at once. I think it's a really powerful tool that Ubiquity's given us. And that's something I didn't even expect to see this year. Like it was just like a surprise, like there it is. But I'm really
Hmm.
glad they released that because will definitely be using that. And I think upgrading to the zone-based firewall is also really easy. For those of you who don't know, if you're on just the normal firewall page and you haven't upgraded to the new zone-based firewall, they just have an
Hmm.
upgrade button, and the UDM
Hmm.
console will basically go through and just look at all the rules and then upgrade them to the new zone-based
Yeah,
firewall, which just changes them and makes them
yeah.
better for the new firewall.
I mean, basically, when you click on upgrade, it gives you an, it says the pop-up like according to your current firewall zone, it will create the zone with the external network, internal networks, and all those firewall rules you have created for the IoT, gas, and other subnets. So it create according to that, and it's pretty seamlessly. If you just click on upgrade, it creates according to that, and after that you can edit it and change all those rules according to that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. It makes it really easy too for people who might not know what they're doing
Yeah.
to do the upgrades. They can read the instructions. It's pretty straightforward. Um, it's a really nice feature to see.
So for example, this is my one of the sites which I'm running the gateway light, the UXG light, and I mean, recently I have upgraded to the firewall from here, and there are no such uh, firewall rules on this. And if you see straightforward, it just have internal and the external network. There is no gateway and all those VPN. So you can see the policies, like for the hotspot, it block all, DMZ block all, and you can check the policies for the hotspot, like protocols and everything
Hmm.
straightforward. I haven't created any zone matrix or any firewall rules for that. It's a predefined rules which I've already used on the previous firewall zone, like which was not zone-based firewall.
Hmm. Yeah, though I think if UniFi keeps moving in this direction, they're like pretty much pioneering it. Like I've never seen that zone-based firewall anywhere else. So Ubiquiti is creating these new things. It's like really nice to see in networking. It makes it so much easier to like understand. And you can see like if you have hundreds of firewall rules, you can see them pretty much all at a glance. It
Yeah.
just shows you everything you need all in one spot. Very easy to use. I think
Hmm.
that's how Ubiquiti can win a lot of customers over. They can make it really simple for everyone to use.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now you see, they are providing lots of stuff which everyone was requesting for that finally, like the zone-based
Hmm.
firewall, because the previous firewall rules, it's a kind of confusing for someone.
Yep.
Like even if they have added those rules, it is not working. So they have improved those things like currently with the zone-based firewall. I think with the coming firmware controller version, they will improve bit things, and you will see it will be the firewall rules. If you check the Tom Lawrence video, I mean, one day before, like yesterday, he has released a comparison from the PF Sense as versus UniFi. So it was a good comparison. I think you should check that video, because here in that video he has talked a lot about UniFi, how they have come with the new firewall zone-based firewall rules and all those, like the cyber secure proof point in consideration to the cyber securities on all those like IPS and IDS. So they came a long way.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, there's even like with the firewall rules too, like going back to how they used to be, like yeah, I used to
Hmm.
forget like what the firewall rules did. Um,
Yeah.
but now you can add descriptions, which is really nice. So just even
Yeah.
simple things like that.
Exactly. Like at start, I usually get for I forget whenever I create a firewall rule, so I have to make a note for it and write it now.
Hmm.
This is for this IoT gas.
Yep.
But right now the description you can just note it down why I have created these rules, so you can just make sure.
Yeah. So much easier. Great
Yeah.
improvements.
Yep. Really like the UniFi product line. So how about you? Do you like those UniFi cameras?
Yeah, I haven't used all the cameras. I've used a lot of them. I think the G5 cameras, they look really good. Like the camera quality on them is phenomenal. I have some G3 cameras, or actually G4 cameras, and you can noticeably see the difference between quality of just the G4 to G5. I think
Yeah.
it's a lot crisper, it's a lot clearer. The G5 PTZ also looks really cool. I haven't tried it, but if you pair that with an AI port, you can get AI detections
Yeah.
on it,
Yes.
and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm getting the AI port, so as soon as I get, I will put down a video on my channel and see how does it perform, because I have lots of UniFi cameras like in my network on this office. I have 5 UniFi cameras and 2 non-UniFi, the third party cameras. So I will be testing on the third party as well as UniFi cameras, and it's very easy. I have seen lots of videos. The AI port, you have to do nothing. You have to just connect with the PoE switch on the same network, and it will pop up in the UniFi Protect, and you have to click adopt it. After you adopt it, you can just click on that AI port and choose a camera which you want to set the AI detection on all those features, like the faces, license plate. So I will be using on the G5 turret, which I have mounted outside of this office, so I can get the license plate detection, the known faces and known faces.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's $200 the AI port is.
Yeah,
Um,
$199.
yep,
Yeah, that's correct.
that's not bad. I mean, for what it's giving you, the AI detections is really cool. Especially like I said earlier for the third party cameras, like giving you that capability.
I mean, in the coming features, they will add lots of cameras. Like recently, it just support on the single cameras, but in the upcoming firmware, I mean firmware release, they will add two UniFi cameras, three no only supported non-UniFi cameras. I'm not sure about the number, but
Mhm.
it will support more cameras on that single AI port,
That's cool.
not just yeah.
And that even makes it even a better deal because you can do more cameras with just the one device.
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
yeah, it's a good direction that Unify is going in on that one. I think that's going to win a lot of people over that might be on different camera systems like Hikvision or Arcata,
Yeah,
those kinds of
basically,
systems.
if you have Hikvision cameras, mostly if you check the Hikvision cameras, they they provide lots of new features like the cheapest and everything.
hmm Yeah, I do think it's really nice that they're allowing people to use the other kinds of cameras on the Unified Protect platform entirely because if people don't want to replace their cameras or if they like the unified like recording manager and stuff, then they can use their own cameras with the unified protect
I mean,
system.
basically, one thing you will really love of the Unify product with the local storage, you don't have to
hmm
rely on the cloud storage due to the security concerns and the complaint. Because with other third party vendors like the Hikvision, and there are lots of vendors like they don't have a local storage. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I've heard like what Unify provide with the local storage, you have your own drive and it's on your own local storage and you have a control of it. There is no one else taking control of it. Like even the Ubiquiti does not
hmm
have access to that and all those. So nothing on the cloud. If you check the other third party cameras, like I got the cheapest third party camera from the Amazon, like the Emo 360, which has a PTZ features and all those. In that cameras, it asks you like an options to get the cloud based subscriptions like for a $9 yearly monthly, and it will storage on their cloud. So that is I mean that is not quite good thing. You have to storage all your recordings on the cloud instead
hmm
of just take on the local storage. And the Unify Protect cameras, Unify Protect app, even on the Android as well as the iOS, is very seamless. Like you can one click and download the recordings and all those. Like even you can put it under time lapse for that.
hmm
It's a very good features.
Yeah, I think
You
too,
can
like
just
not having the monthly fee of the cloud storage is also really nice. You can
yeah,
just buy
basically
everything up front.
that's a very good point. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, that security is nice. One thing I'd like to see from Unified Protect is the ability to back up Unified Protect to like a UNAS Pro or something. That'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
basically, yeah. I think right now they have added to the archive to NAS.
hmm
So I think many of that tried to their UNAS Pro, but I'm not sure what's that archive feature. But they should provide some type of scheduling options.
Yes,
Like
I agree.
there should be scheduling options. You can just click on the schedule options where archive to UNAS Pro if it's that on the your network UNAS Pro, and
Yep.
on the daily basis it will just schedule for that. So that will be a pretty good features, and in that way you can say the UNAS Pro is very helpful.
hmm Yeah, you can kind of just add on the storage. And I think if you could do it per camera too, because some cameras might be more important. So maybe backing up the
Yes.
footage from those would be nice, like the license plate cameras maybe. Having those
Yeah.
automatically back up would be a really cool feature to have.
Yeah, they have. I mean, if you check the previous version, I've done a video on that Unify Protect. They have added like a case manager.
hmm
You can uh, put a case on that. Like if something happened on that during time duration, you can put a note on that and share the PDF file to your team, to the department, anyone who required say footage and everything. So that's a pretty good features.
Yeah, it's a nice
Even
way.
at yeah,
It's a nice way to like keep track of all the footage from all the cameras at once and share it with people easily. Whoever that may
yeah,
be, it's really nice to be able to share that with them.
yeah. Even they have added lots of new features like the line crossing features.
Hmm.
and I simply check that features, and it is working as it
Really?
they have announced that. So whenever there is a detection on that line crossing, it crosses as I mean it counts at one line crossing, and there's a separate tabs for that. You can just choose for the line crossing sections, AI event sections, and it's pretty good.
Nice. I haven't had a big use for that yet, but I'm glad to hear that it works well, and I could probably try it in the
I think
future.
you, I think you should get it one for you on your desk and everything, so you can simply check the new features which they added.
Yeah.
So I have one camera here, like the G3 Instant, and the one camera there, so I can simply see on the screen. Even I'm using the UniFi product on the Apple TV, and it works flawlessly on that
Oh,
with the
that's cool.
new updates on the Apple TV. And right now, I get the real life footage on that. Previously, I was using on the Amazon Fire Stick, and there was a delay in the footage. Like
Hmm.
whenever you pick something, there was a like a 2 to 3 seconds delay on that. But right now, there is no such delay on the Apple TV, and the footage is very I mean, if you check the color, HDR, all those saturation and everything is up to the camera. Like there is no uh, the color accuracy is very nice in that
Hmm.
Apple TV, and you can use with the Apple TV remote. Like you can just scroll, like just put the gesture, and you can click on the camera. So
That's
I
cool.
would suggest you to try that
Yeah,
if you have an Apple TV.
I will try that. I think
Yeah,
so. Is it like as real time as like Unify viewport is?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's nice.
But the port has some limitations, like you can add up to 16 cameras in the viewport.
Hmm.
So that's kind of thing.
Yep.
And I also have this UniFi Express.
Nice.
Uh, I didn't unbox it right now, but I will surely do in my channel.
Cool. I just got one because of the Black Friday deal, just for fun. Um,
Yeah,
and
I
yeah, it
also
was
got
nice.
it just for the I also got it just for the fun and
Yep.
tried how does it work. How I will be using this as a travel router.
That's a travel router.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I think that's a really good use for it because it's got the built-in Wi-Fi, which is really nice.
Yes.
That way you don't have to bring an
Exactly.
access point with you or anything like that. So,
I think I have to try one more thing. Like it will act as an AP when you try to adopt it on the Hostify.
hmm,
So it won't work as a gateway on the Hostify, and you have to add it as an AP. So I have to try that. How
interesting.
does it work as an
Yeah.
AP, and what are the limitations of it?
Yep. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're approaching 1 hour on our stream, so
Yeah, I think yeah, it's 9:28 p.m. here. Like it's almost 1 hour.
yep. Well, it was fun talking to you, and we should do this again. I think we
Yeah,
have
we
lots
should.
to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, we should definitely we should do that.
So, yep. All right. Well, I think that's about it.
All right. Yeah. I hope like it was a good live streaming,
Yeah.
and if anyone watching from my side, make sure to subscribe to the Beam Networks channel. He provides all kind of server stuffs and UniFi, and yeah, very good.
Yep. Bunch of random stuff. And anyone on my channel, make sure to check out Saffron's channel.
Yeah,
Tech Talk and Tech Unboxed is what it is on YouTube.
very big
Um,
name, Tech Talk and Tech Unbox.
so yeah, it's a great channel. He does a lot of Ubiquity stuff. It's really interesting. He provides great insight on a lot of Ubiquity things. So make sure to check him out as well.
Yep.
So yeah,
So yeah, see you, Cole.
see ya. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, that's about it for this video, for this live stream. I wanted to thank you for watching. Thanks again to Safwan for doing this live stream with me. We definitely need to do some more often. Uh, but yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video.